Hi guys, today for writing, we are going to continue working on our persuasive or argument writing. Just a quick reminder that in argument writing, you must make a claim. Step 2, provide evidence to support your claim. Step 3, state the counterclaim. Step 4, give a rebuttal. Step 5, conclude your argument. What we're working mostly on right now are our body paragraphs. That's right up here with our reasons. Reason 1. And then you need to provide evidence for each of those reasons. We've talked about this already. You already have your evidence in the form of your boxes and bullets. Today, we're going to talk about what to add to that evidence when writing our papers. Okay. For instance, a perfect cake. Not sure about you guys, but in my opinion, that second cake at the bottom looks way too much frosting. The first cake at the top has way too little frosting. A perfect essay and a perfect cake have a certain thing in common. Balance. The perfect cake has the perfect cake to frosting ratio. You don't want all cake, you don't want all frosting. A research essay is the same. You need a balance of dense researched evidence. That's what we've been working on with our boxes and bullets, layered in between that rich thinking. That's your own thinking, an explanation to that evidence. You can't just list the evidence. You have to explain the evidence to your readers. Now let's talk about that a little more. We're going to talk today about just one method for thinking about our evidence. We can talk about the first method tomorrow, but for today, we're just going to focus on one. And that is called thought prompts. I'm going to pull up our thought prompts so you can see. Thought prompts are just ways that we can push our thinking. For instance, I see, in other words, that is, to add on. Notice that these are all sentences that would start you explaining a detail in your story. Let's look a little bit more closely at what that means. Find your evidence in your writing, and you're going to highlight it. Think about how you can add a thought prompt either before or after that evidence. This isn't adding new evidence. This is explaining that bullet point, that piece of evidence that you've already picked out. Let's look at another example real quick before we move on to writing. Here is a draft. This first sentence, this first section is just cake, no frosting, no evidence, no explanation of your evidence. There's one more reason why chocolate milk should be served in schools. The famous nutritionist showed that chocolate milk has a lot less sugar and carbohydrates than soda and power drinks like Gatorade. It's a perfectly good detail to support your evidence, but we need to add the frosting. We need to add our own thoughts, our own explanation of that evidence. So let's look at how Jack did that. There's one more reason why chocolate milk should be served in school. The famous nutritionist showed that chocolate milk has a lot less sugar and carbohydrates than soda, like Gatorade. So if kids get in the habit of drinking milk at school, then they'll probably skip the sodas outside the school. Notice how Jack explained why that bit of evidence was important to his paper. He analyzed that evidence and explained it to us. What you're going to work on today is adding those thought prompts to your evidence. There are thought prompts included in this assignment, so feel free to click on those to open those up to kind of give you some extra reminders just in case you need it. Thanks, guys. Have a great time.